Hey Gwen Fam, welcome to today's video and happy holidays. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful holiday season. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but just in case any of you wanted any last minute Christmas ideas, BK Beauty just launched their brand new core collection trio and I am so excited to demo these for you guys on camera. This is a really great gift set even for after Christmas. Sometimes we have relatives we see later on and I thought this would be a really great idea. So let's dive into this new collection and demo them. If you're new here, I'm Kristi. I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, let's get glowing.
Let's go, girls.
All right, my beautiful Glam sisters, let's just jump right into it because I don't want to take up too much of your time. So they just launched this brand new core collection trio and I am obsessed with these brushes. So they have 3 brand new ones. These are not old ones, although some of them may look like little sisters to some of our favorites. These are 3 brand new brushes and these do retail for $95 US. You can only buy this in the set, but she said at the beginning of the year, you won't have to wait too much longer where they will release these as individuals as well. So let's start off with the first one that I am so excited with. And this is like the baby version of the BK Beauty 101. So this is the 101 and this is the brand new 115. So this is going to give you more of a full coverage foundation look, where this one is, you can get full coverage from the 101. You guys see me use it several times on my channel, but you can also really kind of diffuse out the foundation. So you'll notice that the fibers on here are a little bit longer, which allows you to kind of distribute it in a more natural way, where this one is a little bit shorter. So it's going to allow you to really densely pack in that foundation and give your foundation the most coverage. It's also a lot smaller. So some of you have the 109 possibly. I use this one as blush and contour or bronzer, but you can also use this one as a foundation as well. So this one's a little bit too small, right? And then you have the BK Beauty, and this was the A506, sorry, I almost say 504, but that's the other one I love. So A506 is obviously for more of a concealer look, and we'll get into the brand new concealer brush as well. But these were the ones that you kind of reached for, possibly the 109 and the 101 the most. But when you were thinking of BK Beauty foundation brushes, 101 is the #1 brush, right? It's probably their best-selling brush. They're famous for their 101. I wanted something a little bit more dense and a little bit smaller because I do have a smaller face, so I am so excited she came out with this one. And again, this is the 115, and let's see it in action. So I'm using the Florasis Cushion Foundation, and I'll get more into Florasis makeup. They sent me a ton in PR, and I have been dying to get into this because the embroidery on this new collection is insane. And I have to tell you guys, I think this is my favorite cushion foundation ever made. Truly, like, I like Tear, but it can be a little too much for me personally. The only downside of this one is it doesn't have a lot of shades. So that's the only downside. I think I'm in one of the darker shades, and this is shade 30. So with these type of cushion foundations, I like to apply them either with a sponge or with the provided sponge that they give you guys. So what I did is I just went in there, and that was, I want to say 30, shade 30 is the one I was using. And I like to dip it off on the back of my hand first, take off some of that product so it doesn't all go onto my skin, and start in the center of my face, and then start just kind of maneuvering that into my skin, because you really want to make cushions foundations really kind of dive into your skin. So a brush is a really good way to really press it in after you've already used the sponge. So I took this brand new BK Beauty 115 and I just took whatever remainder off the back of my hand and I just started pressing that in. As you guys can see, it really just makes your foundation application so easy. And you don't have to, you can shear this out and not make it, like, you can do more brushing motions instead of stippling motions, and you could use this brush like the 101 where you're going to get more of a diffused natural look, or you can press it in and really get the most out of the coverage or pigment from a foundation. And I really do appreciate that. This is going to be probably one of my go-to #1 foundation brushes. This was everything I was looking for. It's everything that the 101 delivers, which I still love, but you're just getting a smaller version of it and a more densely packed version of it. And I really, really like this brush. And it's the same fibers, the same amazing quality that BK Beauty already produces. You're just getting a little bit smaller version. And this was something that she had been getting requests for. She said, I watched her video, and I'll link her video down below explaining her reasoning for everything. But I really like this. And I also like that you could use this for contour as well. Like if you wanted to do, I'm going to use the other one for contour, the other brand new one, but you can definitely use this. This was actually what I thought I was going to like about it the most, was really packing in that cream contour. Like you could take your foundation stick and do that, or even like my Armani, you guys know I love this. You can dip that into there and really create a nice contour there as well. So you can do a multiple amount of things with these brushes, but it was meant for foundation. But I really, really like it. I'll show you guys right there in the B-roll when I was unpackaging this, what it looks like compared to the 101 and the 109, just so you guys can kind of get a better idea. Obviously the 109 is going to be thinner. I find that this one I like for either concealer, but it's a little almost too big for me for concealer. I would love to see even a smaller version of this for concealer, but I really obviously use this more for blush. So I just like the 109 for that. So I like this one, that this one is a little bit fluffier, and this is really going to densely, in my opinion, pack in that foundation, where this one's kind of like the in-between of the 109 and the 101. That's how I would probably relay that, or how I would interpret it. But I really like this brand new 115. I think it's really soft but yet dense and really does the work for you. It's super easy, and you could obviously use this as concealer as well. And I like that you can really get into those smaller areas, and it just is a really, really good brush. I always take the 101, a clean one, when I'm off camera, and I always just go in there and start pouncing around just to kind of like blend everything together. I'm not adding any extra product, but I just feel like it blends and diffuses in such a beautiful way. So I always like to have my 101, a clean 101 on hand for that, but really good brush. The next one is the concealer. This is the brand new concealer brush, and this is 114. Now this one reminds me a lot of the Nikki LaRose collaboration N17, because you are getting the dual fiber. I'll show you guys the differences between the two right there. This is going to be even more like those old school paddle type foundation concealer brushes, but it's just a softer version of those, where it makes it a little bit easier to blend if you're not a makeup artist. Those flat paddle foundation brushes were typically geared towards more makeup artistry and not for the average person at home. So it made it sometimes a little bit more difficult for people to blend out, where these type of fibers and the way they're shaped, where it has a little bit of bounce to them, it makes it very easy to apply and blend out. But again, this can be really used as a multitasking essential brush because of the dual fibers, and you'll use the lighter fibers for more of that seamless application with your creams and your liquid concealers, and then the darker side, those fibers are meant more for powder, so just like you would with the N17. So I'm going to go in with my Hourglass concealer. You guys know that's my jam. I'm shade Cotton. If you're a twinsy, to me, that's my #1 concealer. And I'm just gonna apply that, and then I'm just gonna take that lighter side fiber, and I'm just gonna start kind of swiping it a little bit just to spread out the concealer. And then I'm gonna go in there and start just really stippling it in and blending it in like I would a sponge. Now, I typically only like to use that concealer with a sponge, but I have to tell you, it worked really well with this brush. It almost is giving you like that, almost like a velour puff type would. It's kind of like that, but with the right fibers to blend out a liquid concealer. Some people use velour puffs to blend out liquid concealers. I don't personally like that. I personally like a sponge the best with concealers, but this is the next best thing. And I like that you're not taking away the coverage, which is nice, where if you like find that this takes away too much coverage, this is a perfect option. I also like that you can really get into those little nooks and crannies. I like that you can get into that center area very well. You can clean up your eyeshadow. If you're wanting to do your eyeshadow first, you can clean up the eyeshadow, and it does have those nice edges to do that. You can also clean up your cream contour with this, and I'll show you guys right there. Like I dipped it into the cushion foundation and started kind of drawing out that line to really cut in where I like that cut. Some people like it a little bit more blended looking. Well, I like it blended, but I just like that nice definition contour. So you can definitely do that with this. And you can also use the powder side to set your contour that way as well. So I really love the dual aspect of this. I am more of a powder puff kind of girl when it comes to powder underneath my eye, but this does work really nice, and I'll show you that in just a second. But it was a really good concealer brush. So I can't wait till she launches these individually, because some people are like, well, $95 is a lot for me right now. I'd like to try to buy them individually. Or if you really find that you only use like the foundation one more or the concealer one, you can buy them that way. But really great set if you want to get your hands on it. I do have a code Kristi10. I'm not sure if it's going to work with this brush set. I'll show you right there if it does or doesn't, but you can always use my code, and I always let you guys know when they run sales. All right, let's touch on the last one in that core collection, and it is BK Beauty 116, and this is kind of like a baby sister to the 106. So if you really liked the 106, which some people use this for foundation and some people used it for bronzer or blushes, I find that I used it mainly for bronzers like cream bronzers or cream blushes, just because it had a nice big head, but it was almost too big for me. So I wasn't utilizing this one as much. I'm going to be honest with you. So I am very happy she came out with a baby version. And again, this is the 116, and I'll show you guys the differences in the bristle heads. You can tell that one's a lot smaller. So this is one of my favorite cream blush brushes, and this is from Smashbox, but unfortunately I never talk about it anymore because it's not available anymore. So this is still a little bit smaller than the BK Beauty one, but very similar fibers, very similar outcome that I would get with this. Something was very, very special about that brush, but unfortunately they don't have it anymore. So this was perfect for even blending out my contour or my cream blushes. Now, I personally would probably use this one more for, even though I'll show you guys right there, I'm using it with the Rare Beauty contour stick in the shade Bright Side. And I just took that because I like my contour to be a little bit more prominent. So I like to go directly on to the skin. And then I just took the brush and blended it out, which it blended out beautifully. It really blends out very easily, and I really, really liked it. But you can also just kind of brush it onto the stick. I find that I don't like to do that too much, just because you're wasting a lot of product as it's going to seep into those bristles and kind of ruin them, I personally think. But you can absolutely do that for more of a diffused natural look. That will be really nice. So however you want to do it, if you have the type of cream bronzers like my Anastasia one that I really like, the pot ones, you can dip it in there, and that's gonna actually, I'll probably use that for this probably most of the time. And then I'll also use it for cream blushes, like with my Sweet Beauty cream blush, you can just dip that in there. So that will be really nice. And that's gonna give you that nice perfect amount because it's not, the head isn't too big. But for my cream contour, I tend to like more brushes like this Patrick Ta one, just because it's angled and I don't want the contour to go up too high, but it's perfect for bronzers, which is nice. BK Beauty make one just like this. I love this brush so much. So anyway, I like that for contouring, but for cream blush and cream bronzer, you're really gonna like it. Or if you're not into that really defined contour, then you can obviously sculpt the face using this one as well. So multiple amount of things you can do with this brush. I would stick to more cream products. You could use powdered products like that, but I would stick to more cream. I like for the powder one, I just like using this one, or even cream contour. Typically, and I'll show you guys how I utilized the blush, and I used my Cali Ray, and this is in the shade Zen. Now this one I like to go off the back of my hand, and I just kind of like to spread the product with my hand, warm it up with my fingers a little bit, and then tap it onto my skin, and then whatever's remainder, I just take it onto the brush. Lately I've been using the 109, but I did go in with the 116. I just took it off the back of my hand, pan and just started placing it in. It blends effortlessly. It's a really, really good brush. I'm really excited she came out with that size because that was kind of the size I had been hoping for. But for me personally, I still like the 109 for my cream blush, so I'll probably use the 116 more for my Anastasia bronzer. That will be my specific bronzer brush, just because I have a little bit smaller cheeks. So for me, this is still a little, even though it's better than the 106 was, because this one's too massive. I still would love an even smaller version of this eventually. That would be awesome, Lisa. So that's just something to think about, but that's just being ultra picky. It's still amazing. And for the average person, they're going to love that because it's going to be quick and easy. And I like that. But all of these brushes were amazing. Let's set down the concealer with the other side of the 114. So I just used the Florasis powder, and I'm still deciding whether or not I like that powder. It's very soft and beautiful, but I still like my one size powder. So for under my eyes, so I just took the pointed end and I just started going with the Florasis powder. I think that's shade 25 or 20, one of the two. And I'll put it right there. And then I just started patting that in and setting down the concealer. It works really nice. Again, I'm more of a velour person, velour puff kind of girl, but I still want to just keep playing with this and see how I like it. And what I like about this too is you can, if you're touching up during the day, you can just go like this. And I love that for that. I might initially still set with my puff and then just take, if I need a little extra coverage somewhere, like right here, you know, I'm getting a little oily throughout the day or whatever the case. I don't really get oily, but a little shiny, whatever the case is. You can just kind of set that down like that. So I really like that. I like the dual aspect of it. And some people don't like using puffs. They like to use brushes. In that case, I think you're really going to love this concealer brush because you do get that multi-purpose, you get a 2-in-1 type of brush, which is amazing. So I'm going to leave it here. This brush set is $95 US, just so you guys know that. I do have my affiliate link with BK Beauty that is down in the description box below, or you can shop right here on this link. It will be one of these sections right here, but YouTube has a shopping affiliate where you could just click on the screen. If you're watching this on a laptop or a cell phone, if you're watching it on YouTube TV, it will be down in the description box on your phone where you just click that. You'll hit that button more, and up top will be all of my YouTube affiliate links, and BK Beauty is part of that. So you can definitely just shop that way as well. Either way, I'd love for you guys to use my affiliate link and definitely check out these brand new brushes if you're any last minute Christmas shopping, or you just want to get a gift for yourself with a gift card that you got after Christmas. All of that fun stuff doesn't have to be for the holidays. It just could be because you want it. So again, she's going to be launching the individuals soon. You can always use my code Kristi10 with all BK Beauty brushes and all of their makeup and eyelashes and stuff like that. So all of that will be down below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful holiday season. I think I'm going to release this before Christmas, so if I do, Merry Christmas. If I release it after, then I hope you guys all had a wonderful Christmas. But either way, happy holidays. I love you all so much. Thank you for all your love and support. If you're new here, before you go, please remember to hit that subscribe button, click that post notification bell, join our beautiful glam fam. We're here every week, and we just love for you to become part of our family. And if you are new here, please give this video a huge thumbs up. It really does help my videos out when you say hello and hit the like button. It really does help my videos out. You can join me during the week for shorts, and I am also on TikTok, and I do have a blog, KristiAllure.com. All of my affiliate links will be down below and also on my blog. Definitely check that out. Be sure to check out that video next, and I will see you guys on the next one. Love you guys. Bye.
Jingle bells ringing in my ear. Jingle bell, a sound that's oh so dear. Frosty the snowman is all around town. Watch out for rain.